Did you know that the most productive part of your day is when you're sleeping? Many of us think in our busy culture that sleep is a waste of time. There's just too much to be done every day and not enough hours to do it. So if you stay up a little later than you intended because you're treating yourself to some binge TV watching or social media scrolling, you might actually be harming your body and mind. Does this ever happen to you? You want to check something quickly on your phone, and all of a sudden it's after midnight? We don't want to be told that we need a set bedtime like we're little kids. We want and we deserve some time to unwind, to relax, to zone out. Why would it really matter that our quick phone check accidentally turned into 3 hours of scrolling? Why does it really make a difference if we go to bed at 12:30 instead of the 10 o'clock we'd originally planned? I didn't understand the whys and the true importance of sleep until I began to suffer from burnout. I was a busy university professor, raising 2 kids and juggling a lot of things. Teaching, research, advocating for human trafficking victims, serving on nonprofit boards, carpooling, remembering to feed my kids. You get the picture. I was weirdly proud that my students made me a t-shirt that said, "I'll sleep when I'm dead." I was full speed ahead until I hit the wall. I was physically exhausted, and while my health was a little bit shaky, it was the change in my emotions that really scared me the most. An unpredictable roller coaster ride. I cried at good news. I dreaded doing things I used to love. I avoided doing things that I used to handle easily. I knew that if I was going to continue to help others, I had to learn how to help myself. I had to ask for help, and I started to learn about how to reverse burnout. As I explored the science of stress, the one strategy that made a huge difference, revving up my physical energy and my emotional energy, was getting enough sleep. I've been lucky. I've gotten to share my findings with first responders. Working with firefighters, they're just resigned to the fact that they live in sleep deprivation. Many of them have spent decades working 24-hour shifts and constant sleep schedule changes. They know that if they're physically tired, they just have to push through. Surprisingly, they had never linked their physical exhaustion with the way that they felt emotionally and mentally exhausted at work. When I taught them the whys of the importance of sleep, they started to prioritize it. Now I have lots of firefighters telling me that they're amazed at how different they feel when they focus on their sleep. We all know that we need more sleep, but we don't know the why. I'd love to share with you a few of the amazing things that our bodies and our brains do while we're sleeping. Starting with the body, we need time to digest our food and to reset our heart rate. While we're sleeping, our body is busy digesting all the things that we ate. We need that fasting time to be able to break down the stuff that is tougher or a little less useful. With our current abundance of food, which is often loaded with sugar, fillers, and preservatives, there are many components that our body just can't use nutritionally. Our body needs the time to figure out and analyze where to send those components. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're rushing the process. And in a pinch, our body will shuttle unknown foods straight into our fat cells. So if you're not sleeping enough, it's impossible to lose weight. The second thing that our body does while we're sleeping is to lower our heart rate and to drop our blood pressure. Both are critical to our cardiovascular health. If you're in a tough job or you've had an emotionally challenging day, every time that stress response hits, it revs up your heart rate, and we need to reset that at night. Just like our bodies, our brains are busy working while we're sleeping. Some of the key components that our brains do at night include flushing, storing memories, and making creative connections. Did you know that your brain has to flush out every night? During the day, our neurons are firing, speaking through neurotransmitters. And not all of those chemical messengers get used in a day, so our brain has to clear that out at night. You know when you're sleep deprived and your brain feels kind of foggy and you're slower to process things? That's a brain that hasn't had a chance to clear out. The second thing that our brain does while we're sleeping is to organize all the things that we saw and experienced during a day. Our brain needs time to sort and figure out which memories should be moved to long-term storage and which can be let go of. We're constantly being exposed to new information and asked to learn new facts. But trying to take in everything that we see in a day is a bit like trying to take a sip of water from a fire hose. Our brain needs time to decide what memories to keep and what to discard. The third amazing thing our brain does while we're sleeping is to make creative connections. Sleeping is critical to your problem-solving abilities because it's when we're asleep that our brain will pair together different sets of information. Have you ever been stuck on a problem that you just can't figure out, but after a good night's sleep, you wake up with a new idea on how to handle it? That was your brain working while you were sleeping. So if you're feeling like your body is dragging, or that you're just emotionally exhausted at work, the solution may be free and simple. We need to get more sleep. We all need to look at sleep as part of our healthcare routine. So here's a simple trick to try tonight. Charge your phone in a different room. Don't fall into that scrolling trap on your phone and go to sleep just a little bit earlier tonight. To sum it up, we all need to live by the Irish proverb, "A good laugh and a long sleep are the best cures in a doctor's book."